Details. Well, that's right. Vice Admiral John Currier, number 3 person, Chief of Staff of the Coast Guard, met with reporters just minutes ago. He was unapologetic for what happened on the Potomac, where there was a scare that there may have been an incident with a rogue boat that was being boarded by Coast Guard officials. What he says now, it was a training exercise, a pre-planned training exercise that happens as many as 4 times a week. He couldn't tell us the last time that it happened in this area. What he did say was that no federal, state, or local agencies were notified of this event or any previous training exercises. He did say they are having an after-action review of the exercise, which resulted in the partial closure of National Airport for about 20 minutes and a scare on national headlines. But again, unapologetic, and there will be an after-action review.
Do we know, Mark, what was so different about this one, given that they've done so many of these, that made this one such a problem and the others have gone okay?
Yeah, well, according to Vice Admiral Currier, he says what happened is that normally the standard procedure is that there are 4 boats. They're about 25-foot Coast Guard boats, each with about 4 crewmen on them. They have the big mounted machine guns on the front of the boats, and they conduct these training exercises. They don't fire lines around, they don't fire any shots at all. They simulate it on an open frequency, channel 81, which anyone with a Radio Shack scanner can listen to, or anybody with a CB radio can listen to this.
ये है Annapolis की वेस्ट स्ट्रीट और मैं अभी निकला हूँ हमारे ऑफिस का गैराज है, वहाँ से गाड़ी निकाल के और जुमे की नमाज पढ़ने के लिए जा रहा हूँ। तो जो मस्जिद है वो एक छोटे से ऑफिस में ये टेम्पररी लोकेशन हमारे अनापोलिस के एरिया में एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, यहाँ पे उसे कहते हैं इस्लामिक सोसाइटी ऑफ अनापोलिस। लोगों ने इस्टेब्लिश की हुई है, तकरीबन 10 मिनट का रास्ता है। तो कहते हैं मैं वहाँ जा रहा हूँ जुमे की नमाज के लिए।
They had no concerns about conducting this flight exercise on this particular day. They really deflected that.
This is your host इजाज़ यूनुस और आप देखिए भी ज़्यादा बढ़ाई हुई है रमज़ान के लिए।
Was that they train every day, they need to be in a constant state of readiness, and that is a fitting tribute to the 9/11 victims that they be ready, especially on 9/11.
All right, that's WTOP's Mark C. Graves with a live report explaining what has happened with the Coast Guard training drill today that created quite a scare.
One of the challenges emergency responders faced on September 11th, 2001 was the inability to communicate with one another, and the creation of a radio system to tackle the problem in one part of our region is taking longer than expected.
The statewide agency's radio system, or STARS, is supposed to make it easier for 21 state agencies in Virginia to talk with one another and eventually local agencies. The system is up and running in Richmond and Hampton Roads, and it was hoped Northern Virginia would come online soon, but the Richmond Times-Dispatch reports the project is 15 months behind schedule, and a lack of money may be an issue too. Michelle Bash, 103.5 FM and WTOP.com.
The weekend weather forecast is coming up. WTOP News Time, 107.
A text-to-go text message from Jim. I didn't want to drive something boring. I wanted my car to be unique. So I started with a budget and then blew right through it.